There's always something special about going to the beach. That smell of salted air saunters in from the Atlantic, the crash of the waves hitting the nearby jetties, and of course the sand beneath your feet. Tonight we trade all that in for the smell of Sunoco fuel, the crash of the chrome horn, and the pavement below these Hoosier tires. By the grace of God and 600 horsepower, we'll do it live, now. Hello, and welcome to the Global SimRacing Channel's presentation of the Bootleg Racing League's Outlaw Modified Series from Myrtle Beach Speedway, right here in South Carolina. Up in the press box to bring you all the action, well, it's yours truly, Sean Ambrose here, my partner, Taylor Burris. In the director's chair, over there, Joe Peak twisting and tweaking the dials for us this evening, armed with cameras located, aimed, zoomed, and focused by GSRC's camera guru, Dougie Beard. Race fans, let's get ready over these next few minutes as GSRC will bring you all the storylines and all the stats and facts you'll need to fully appreciate the simulated SK modified racing that is coming your way. Taylor, welcome to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina tonight here. The Bootleg Outlaw Modified Series getting ready to kick off here at this track that, well, quite frankly, got a lot of history built into it. Been here for a long time. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, indeed. Opened up in 1958. This half-mile oval was home to some of the best competition and is a main staple for late models and modified racing alike. Also ran some NASCAR races in the early days, running the Xfinity Series from 1988 to 2000. Only about, though, 1 hour and a half away from Darlington Raceway, this speedway is fun with 13-degree bankings, very tight, very tricky to get through. But to give you guys the chance to see what it's like to drive here at Myrtle Beach Speedway, let's take you on board for a GSRC lap guide.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Global SimRacing Channel. I'm Brian Yazek, taking you for a spin around the Myrtle Beach Speedway here, the GSRC SK mods. Without further ado, here we go. Quick guide. Down around the front stretch, kind of a swooping into the corner sort of situation. I'm going to let it float there on the bottom. Don't hit those rumble strips. It will make the car very, very loose and very, very unstable. Down here into turn 3, once again, kind of follow the dotted lines on the track. Kind of tells you the right way to go and what sort of angle you want to take into the corners. It's kind of like driving down the highway. Stay in your lane and you'll be all right. Back down here into turn 1 again, and a diamond off the middle. Try to drive it straight off. Don't get onto the power too fast. You'll end up plowing that fence down off of turn 2 and be a very quick day. Down here into turn 3 and 4 once again, coming off of the bottom, following those lines, off of turn 4 and across the line. That's going to complete our guide here around the Myrtle Beach Speedway. I'm Brian Yazek. Enjoy the show.
And that is about an 18-something second lap around this bad fast track here in South Kakalaki. Welcome on board tonight, everybody. Let's look at the points and see where these drivers sit after one round in the books. Well, by nature of his win, J.R. Shepard finds himself there at the top. Mr. Brian Dean sits in second. Donnie Moore third. Kenny Kibbe fourth. And Chris Bassini driving the number 15 SK Modified. That is the points as they sit here in round 2 tonight here in South Carolina. Of course, next week we'll head just a little bit down the road and we'll be in Virginia at a little place called Martinsville. But this week we got to tackle what is this great track. And Taylor, we certainly have some details to go over with the fans. We've probably got some people watching. In fact, I know we do. We've got people watching who've never seen this before. Why don't you fill them in?
Well, of course, ladies and gentlemen, this is their 18th season, the Bootleg Modified Racing League here at Myrtle Beach Speedway. This is round 2 of an 11-race season. The cars that you see that are driving on the tracks are the SK Modifieds. The setups here are going to be a fixed setup. That means the iRacing officials as well as the league officials have made a specific setup for this track. Full fuel will be 100%. And a little interesting fact about this series, the last results from that last race, which was at 5 flags, that top 10 is inverted. So it's really, where you finish, so if you start winning the race from last week, you're going to start in 10th place, and so on. So quite interesting how they have the invert going on for this series. 100 lap race, pit stops. They're only for repair use only. No fueling or tires are allowed. If we do have cautions, which I feel like we will do, there is a lucky dog system where you will get a lap back if you are a lap down or more. And to help out with these drivers, due to the fact of how tricky this short track is, the officials have given a free fast repair to get these guys back out on the track and racing. Joe, I'm looking forward to here tonight racing at Myrtle Beach, but a lot of storylines going on tonight.
All right, Taylor, and we appreciate that. You know, we wound up with a pretty mild evening here at the track. It's clear. It's just over 68 degrees right now, 69 degrees actually there on screen, 70 degrees on track. So we've got a cool track surface that'll heat up as the race goes on. Not much wind at all. That won't be really any of a factor, and neither will the humidity. We've got a great night for racing under the lights here at Myrtle Beach Speedway. And cars out on track right now just getting practice in, because as Taylor mentioned in the details, we don't have a qualifying session. We'll be inverting last week's grid, and well, our winner J.R. Shepherd will have to start back in 10th this evening. That is provided everybody's here that was in last week's race. You can usually gain a couple spots if someone's not able to make it. I do see Tim Shinowski. Yeah, Matt's here too. I wanted to make sure the brothers were here. I hadn't seen both of them yet, but I see him now. Kenny Kibby's here, and I believe, and I'm sorry, Taylor, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, or we'll just let it hang there. I think Kibby was our 10th place finisher last week there at Southern National.
I think that might be the case. We'll have to go back and look at the results, but that was still going to be an excellent position start for Kibby, and see if he can able to move away and pull away from the field. But I think J.R. Shepherd's going to have something to say about it, even though he's going to be starting in the 10th position tonight.
Now let's talk about the lap times we're seeing in practice right now. I'm seeing 18.1s, and J.R. Shepherd just threw one down. It had been Brian Dean sitting there at the top for a little bit there with an 18.1. Now, not everybody shows all their cards in practice. That can vary from driver to driver. Some put in the hardest laps they can to just see exactly what they've got and how long it'll last. But we've had a decent practice session. Some drivers close to 25 laps at this point, just getting a feel for the track and maybe getting a little bit warmed up. They did have a street stock race earlier, won by Brian Dean, and they had their super late model race here just moments ago prior to getting started here in the SKs. And I'm sorry, I don't have the winner of that one right now handy, Taylor, but I'll try and pick that up before the end of the broadcast. Right now, there is Kurt Smith on screen. He's currently 4th in practice with an 18.2. Only separated 0.02 of a second from Chris Bassini. And Kenny Kibby just puts down an 18.2 of his own. And look how far he is from Matt Shinowski there. Taylor, do you see the time difference between those two and their fast laps?
It is incredible of how close it is between those two. A 23.7 and a 23.8 between Kibby and Shinowski. Excellent racing. Going to be looking forward to these two running it tonight. Right now, Brian Dean setting the fastest in practice right now. And we saw how well he ran last week at 5 Flags. At a really good pace, but unfortunately for him, J.R. Shepherd just was able to manage his tires better and able to get by him towards the end of the race and pull away. So maybe Brian Dean can maybe hold off Shepherd tonight, maybe pull out the win, or who knows, maybe someone else might be able to pull the win out.
Well, I did just say he won that street stock race, so that was 60 laps, and then they ran into 60 laps in the super late, so he's got 120 laps under his belt here at this point, a win. And you know what? I like that. I think a win could be in his future here this evening. What do you think will be one of the real challenges tonight as they try and attack not only just 100 laps, but this track surface and what might only be one groove?
Well, yeah, it is a one groove track here. Pretty much that bottom lane is going to be where a lot of the passing will be taking place. One thing to keep in mind, though, is turn 1 and 2. If you notice there on the track, you see some curbing, some bumps on the track. You do not want to go below that and hit those. That'll definitely either, 1, loosen your car up to where you'll go up the track, as we see Kurt Smith getting loose after hitting one of the curbs, or 2, it'll just destroy your car on the under tray or suspension. So you gotta be careful with that here at Myrtle Beach Speedway. Turn 3 and 4 is a little bit more easier, but still not as closely. You're still going to be right close to the wall coming out of turn 3 and turn 4. and you just got to be really careful when you go too low. Otherwise, it'll cause more mistakes.
Watching the champ there on screen, defending champion and multi-time champion J.R. Shepherd. At Motorcraft, Ford SK Modified is always fast. And he sits second right now on the practice board, but that's all right. It'll count with about 20 to go, and, well, we'll see where he is on track, and then we'll begin to wonder if he's going to win another one. Certainly got off to a good start of this season. You know, he really didn't lead much of that race last week, Taylor.
No, he did not. He was actually not towards the end of the races when he started showing his real speed.
Yeah, so. Exactly, right? And so when we look at these practice times, I go, yeah, that's fast. It's really quick. And it's only second, but, you know, things sort themselves out. And when we get to racing, it may be J.R. Shepherd at the front of the pack, but he's going to have a long way to come. Like we talked about that inversion of this field from last week's result, he is going to have a lot of traffic to get through. Currently, we've got 12 drivers registered for the event tonight. We've still got just a few minutes left here in warm-up, and we could pick up another couple of drivers here. I do know there are several eligible to run. And listen, I am fully aware of something right now that, you know what, the Bootleg Racing League at their website, bootlegracingleague.com, they are looking for and recruiting new members. So go to the website, check that out. And while we're talking about the website, we've got to talk about the league founder, the Grand Poobah over there, Lowell Jewell. Lowell's a little bit under the weather and can't be with us tonight to race. So he's certainly one of the noticeable omissions here. But we want to wish him well. He hopes to be back with us in just a few weeks. We want to wish him well and give him a big shout out. Let him know we're all thinking about him, and hope he gets to feeling better extremely quick and gets back here racing with these fellas and banging Nerf bars soon. So, Taylor, we talked about the weather. We talked about the practice times right now. What's the X factor tonight?
Well, to be honest, we don't know. There's a lot of things that can happen tonight here at Myrtle Beach. It could be as simple as a driver mistake or error. It could be as simple as just the way the tires work on the track. It's a long race, 100 laps, no pit stops, so you can't change the tires to get fresh rubber on these cars. So only time will tell. We're really going to have to look forward to seeing what happens by the end of this 100-lap feature race.
Well, 100 laps, and it can never be talked about enough. And somebody's got to take care of their tires better than the other guy to have any real advantage when it comes down to the end. And you know, we've seen drivers in the past capable of taking care of those tires. Myrtle Beach might be the track you can do it at tonight if you can ride somewhere up in that. I've seen a lot of drivers here in practice riding somewhere around that center groove we talked about, it really only being a one groove track. We'll see if somebody can save their tires long enough. They may be able to make a pass from the outside, or even maybe get that car to the inside and drive something tight down low. The practice is just about over, folks, and boy, it's just about time to go racing here. Look at now, all these drivers have a chance at one spare car if they get in trouble. Honestly, if you find yourself in the pits under green, you're not going to make it out back in time to avoid losing a lap, and that'll be a big factor. Now, they do the lucky dog, and that is in play if we need it, but it's a rather small field this evening, and you don't want to find yourself in the pits for too long. It may be hard to come back from that. So a top 10 could be a good goal for some drivers. Top 5, a real possibility for others, Taylor. Who do you like tonight?
Well, of course, you can't go wrong with J.R. Shepherd. You know, he is last week's winner plus the defending champion. But I'm going to keep my eye on Brian Dean tonight. I think he needs a little redemption after last week at Five Flags. Led a lot of that race. I think we might see him work his way up through the field.
Okay. I'm not gonna argue with you on that. I like that pick, and I'll just say I agree. Why don't we go ahead and go to the grid here in the Outlaw Modified Series. 12 SK Modifieds ready to rock and roll. I'll take the first 6, and Taylor, you can take the last 6. We'll start with John Hine on the pole. James Lowell going to start in second. Row 2 going to be Matt Shanowski and Kurt Smith in the number 6. Row 3, Chris Piscini. And at number 15, Eastport Feeds SK Modified, Kenny Kibbe. The number 14, he'll start 6th, Taylor.
Starting in the 7th position is Donnie Moore, followed by Brian Dean in the 8th position. Next up in 9th position will be J.R. Shepard, followed by Todd Liston. And then rounding out the rest of your field in 11th and 12th is Mark Herzog and Tim Shanowski. Sean, this is going to be quite the race tonight. I'm looking forward here to Myrtle Beach Speedway. What about you?
Yeah, I really am. I like this track. I was happy to see it come to the service here. Just, I guess it's been about a year and a half since it's been on the service, if I remember correctly. So it was a great addition, and we don't see enough races here, unfortunately. But we've got this one on tap for you tonight. Pace car goes around with its lights off, and the field parades around, and we will cut them loose out of turn 4 next time around. John Hine, James Lowe, going to get him set. Hine in that familiar 21 now, the Budweiser SK Modified. He's got Matt Shanowski, Kurt Smith right behind him. Look for Matt Shanowski to get a hot start here. The pace car is in. Hine's got the field in the middle of the turn. We're getting ready to turn off a 4. And he's gone. We're mean, green, and underway here at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina Speedway. John Hines got the lead into 1, side by side. Matt Shanowski digging early. Oh, Piscini with trouble back there. Gets together with Kurt Smith. James Lowe able to get away from Shanowski. Smith getting it in hot. Rides up the track. Piscini keeping it down low. The low line not moving. They're moving up top right now.
Yes, they are indeed. Brian Dean is able to get right up on the rear end of Donnie Moore. Right now, J.R. Shepard has nowhere to go, trying to follow suit, but still the battle right now is going to be between Kenny Kibbe and Chris Piscini going through 3 and 4. This is the battle for 4th position, actually. Brian Dean looks to the outside. Surprisingly, the outside line seems to be working quite well, as we have now Donnie Moore going side by side.
And Dean coming around hot on the top. He'll get by Piscini. Piscini getting a little help from behind, a bit of the nudge from the chrome horn. Donnie wants to get moving, and Piscini's got to get out of that line. He's scuffing off too much speed down there to keep traveling around him on the outside.
Donnie Moore gets a little bit loose out of turn 2 with that issue with Piscini being just not holding his line and keeping up speed. This brings in Mark Herzog now onto the outside of Donnie Moore. J.R. Shepard's right beside him on Piscini, going into turns 2.
Oh boy, Piscini wheel to wheel with J.R. Shepard now down the back stretch into turn 3. They're still side by side. J.R. driving it hard off the top. Going to get across the line first, in fact, but he's still going to be all the way up top. Piscini driving it hard off the bottom. They make contact again. J.R. Shepard really wheeling it up there right now, Taylor.
Yes, he is. He's trying to get a good run off of turn 4 down the front straight away they go. Nice run for them, but still Piscini is able to hold on to P7. Let's see what happens right now. J.R. Shepard still holds on to the outside. He's trying to build that groove up right now. Gets a good run off of turn 2. Side by side they go through 3 and 4, but right now there's also a battle between Dean and Kibbe for the 5th position. Those two have been battling out, and they're closing in on Kurt Smith.
Dean had to back out of it just a little bit. There's Kibbe getting a run at Smith. Going to look to the inside in 3. Got to wheel in. Kibbe's going to opt to stay up top. I'm sorry, Kibbe was on the bottom. I meant Kurt Smith. Now we're battling for the lead. Here we go.
James Lowe has been going all over the back bumper of John Hine. Through 3 and 4 they go. Lowe get a nice run off of turn 4. Down the front straightaway they go. Still not close enough to look to the inside, but he is right there if John makes a mistake. He goes to the outside line. This might bring in Matt Shanowski, who's running in P3, watching this show. Here he goes. James Lowe looks to the inside, just shows his nose. Let him know, hey, I am here. I want to get by you. But still, it is going to be John Hine, James Lowe, and Matt Shanowski, your top 3.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Brian Dean is really taking the hard way around right now, but he's making it work, man. He is about as high, wide, and handsome as you could be around this track. And he's picking
makes contact.
Oh, and he makes contact with Kurt Smith. And J.R. Shepard's got to scramble back there to avoid hitting either of them.
Yes, he does.
And he's getting pinched down right now. Hang on.
J.R. Shepard trying to go for a twofer right now. Look who's coming up to the field right now. Tim Shanowski, brother of Matt. He's going by Donnie Moore right now. And also trying to get for a twofer, but to get by Brian Dean.
Oh, man, my spidey senses are tingling right now. This is starting to feel like it may not end well for somebody. Really chugging hard here, only 14 laps into the race. Kibbe is, I'm sorry, not Kibbe, but Dean is just determined to make it work up there.
He's really trying hard. Dean there he goes. He gets by Kurt Smith.
He does. He wins that battle with Kurt, finally.
Shanowski, this brings him in. He's going to look to the inside and get by Kurt Smith.
Looked like Tim's car was about to roll up the track there. He did a great job of keeping it low. Just up in front of them, J.R. Shepard looking to the bottom here, Kenny Kibbe. Kibbe's going to hold on to it for now. JR is going to get the car back in there, and turn one slips up a little bit there in the center. Oh, and we picked up a caution. Where's it at?
Kurt Smith looks like he got loose and had contact.
You know what, though? It started with Brian Dean. Unfortunately, Dean is going to spin. And he's going to spin all by himself. I don't think he got any help with that. No, he hit, you know what? He hit one of those curbs down there that you talked about, Taylor. He hit it, and it threw the car in the air.
He got actually a little bit airborne through that, and got a little bit of airtime with that. So, let's see how bad his car is damaged. I know this. Here it is.
Here it is on the replay. Let's take a look at this here. You're going to see what happens. Kibbe's just going to get the car down way too low. It's going to pop up here. Get down to the next turn. Hang on, we'll get it this lap right here. Just a lap too many back. There it is. Pops right up off that curb. Everybody's got to check up behind him. He gets plowed and he gets sent in the right direction, but down into that inside retaining wall. Going to beat the car up a little bit. He has to go into the pit, and I do believe they've taken the spare car off the hauler and got it down here on the track, and Dean is back out.
Fortunate for him, he might not have gotten a lap down, so that's going to be good news for Brian Dean.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he retains his lap. Kurt Smith decided to come down too, get some service on that machine. All right, we got a decent start there, and they were fighting hard. Dean just makes a small mistake, and a few drivers get checked up behind him. But our leaders done a pretty good job here so far. It's really been all about John Hine, James Lowe. Lowe's did a good job of hanging out with him. Hine's not been able to run away with anything. I think the biggest surprise for me is the experience of Matt Shanowski has yielded nothing at the moment. Maybe it's the experience that allows him to be patient, knows that he's got 80 laps left to go before we can even talk about who's got the checkers. So here we go. The pace car is off. Taylor, they're in 3. They're coming through the center now. John Hine has the field again here from the inside of row 1. Out of 4, and he's gone. We're back to the hammer and back to the green. John Hine down in a 1, takes it by himself.
Yes, he does. That caused a little bit of a checkup for the outside row, but it looks like Matt Shanowski's going to look to the inside of Kenny Kibbe. J.R. Shepard right behind him. He's battling it out with Tim Shanowski. Making it through 3 and 4. Nice job for Kibbe to hold off Shanowski. The Shanowski brothers battle for the lead going on right now.
Oh, and almost contact for the lead there as he almost gets together with Lowe, but John Hine gets away. And that attempt failed by James Lowe. Got to be careful. Here's Kibbe all over the bumper.
See if Kibbe looks to the inside before they get to turn one. No, he's going to follow suit. Shanowski, though, is following right behind him. He's got his brother Tim on the outside lane trying to make a nice run off of turn two. And he might get it done. Nope, still battling side by side. Kibbe is, though, battling with James Lowe on the outside line. Here comes J.R. Shepard. Ooh, as Shanowski gets into the wall. Tim Shanowski.
Well, Kibbe has tried just about every line so far early in this race. Trying to kind of diamond the track off right now, driving a little bit off the top. Hasn't picked up that position yet, but Lowe is charging hard. I like his pace.
Yeah, he's got a really nice pace, but the Shanowski brothers are still battling it out right now for P4. Side by side they go. Tim, give that spot to Tim Shanowski.
And it did it without any brotherly shove. I love it.
Yeah, but here comes J.R. Shepard now. He's going to try to go on the outside line.
Boy, he was really, really close, taking some of that concrete with him.
Ooh, John Hine just gets moved out of the way by James Lowe.
Boy, didn't he.
Ooh.
Wow.
Welcome to Saturday Night Short Track.
Hine just said, "Olay, let him go." Here comes Kibbe. There's Tim on the bottom. Watch out. Oh. Hine shuts the door on him.
You gotta love short track racing with modifieds on a Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm thinking Tim might have even signaled him that he was the #1 driver on the track at the time.
He might have.
And Tim's still taking a bite down there low. He's going to clear Kibbe finally and get to work on, well, getting back to John Hine. Maybe try and actually successfully pull a move off on him here.
He might. He has a good run off of turn 4 right now. He's got his nose showing he's wanting to get by him. J.R. Shepard right now in the 5th position, trying to use that outside lane, try to build some momentum. That's bringing in Matt Shanowski. Mark Herzog and Donnie Moore going side by side out of turn 2. Mark has that bottom lane in that number 57 modified with Donnie Moore in the 26 ASPCA car. Nice battle between these two.
Yeah, I think Donnie's another one of those salty veterans that may just be playing patient right now. Taylor really waiting to make his run. I think he's smart enough to know we'll probably pick up another caution or two before this thing is over. Maybe not, but that's probably likely. Don't want to fight too hard here with Herzog, who in his Alliance SK Modified is off to a pretty good start in this race. He started back in 11th. So, and a bit of contact there with Donnie Moore. Herzog does a great job of hanging onto that car. He could have very easily gone around.
Got a battle for P4 right now between Kibbe and J.R. Shepard. J.R. on the bottom lane in that 98. Here comes Kibbe on the outside holding his line. Just to let everyone know, Tim Shanowski moved into P2 and he is closing the gap on James Lowe this time by. That time by he was faster and he's right on the bumper now going into turn 1.
Yeah, I think Tim's got this figured out. I think he understands how you run Myrtle Beach because he started back in 12th place, at the very back of this field. He's driven all the way to the front. One caution flag broke things up, but he has got Lowe in the crosshairs right now. And that Krohn's and Colitis Foundation SK Modified is running and trying to run right to the front. Lowe just looks in that mirror. All he sees is that blue and white modified continuing to charge at him here. Still faster. Hines dropped back to 3rd. He's able to hang on to that. Kibbe's got nothing for him yet. J.R. Shepard seems to have backed off a bit, Taylor.
Yeah. Might be trying to do the same thing like what he did last week at Five Flags. Save his tires a little bit, then start making the run towards the end. Only right now, major battle going on is P10 between Passini and Liston. Those two are battling out side by side. It looks like Liston's got a good run.
And actually, no, up front, Hine, Kibbe, they made wheel-to-wheel contact coming out of turn 4. Kibbe got a little bit of the wall there. J.R. Shepard sitting in that popcorn position. Got a full plate. He's also in. Kibbe runs it up high again, and he hits the wall again coming out of 4.
This gives J.R. Shepard the chance to run down on the inside.
Hine shuts the door on J.R. Shepard that time.
Yes, he does, but he's still got a good run on Kibby, and looks like he might make the pass. Nope, here comes Kibby again on the outside. Side by side they go. Give the still position to J.R. Shepherd, but Kibby is not giving up without a fight.
No, his drive off the turns is still really, really good.
Looked like Brian Dean pulled it out, pulled it into the garage.
I'm afraid he has, yes.
Kibby able to hold off and pull it out on the outside, give him the 4th position now. Tim is on the hunt right now. He is just closing in lap after lap. Pretty much these two running in identical lap times this last lap by. Let's see what happens when they come by the start-finish line. Give the fastest lap over to James Lowe, but James Lowe in that number 99 modified, holding the line as best he can to keep Tim right behind him. Sean, this is some great modified racing we got going on early.
Yes, it is. And you say early, I say, whoa, hang on. It's almost halfway. We've got 9 laps to the halfway mark. James Lowe doing a really good job of playing defense here right now. He has made it rather impossible for Shinosky to get Tim to get a proper run at him. And you know what? Sometimes that's kind of the art of modified driving. And right now, Lowe is in command. They are fighting just behind them, though, as Kibby, John Hine making it work on the top side. He'll get around Kibby, clear him, pulls down in front of him. Kibby lays the Krone horn to the back of John Hine. Didn't like that move. J.R. Shepherd tries to work himself into this mix. And watch out, there's Matt Shinosky still lurking back there in a double aught. Shepherd getting a heck of a run down the backstretch. Kibby close to lifting the wheels up off of John Hine's car. Kibby stuck down there on the bottom now. It's going to be up to Hine to get this thing done from the top. J.R. Shepherd slips up a bit. Matt Shinosky comes in, and then Shepherd gets back to the hammer. And boy, what a run down the backstretch he had, and continues the momentum to the center of the turn.
Yeah, that outside line seems to be working out quite well this tonight. We've seen a lot of drivers make a pass on the outside or hold their line on the outside. J.R. Shepherd, though, is trying to make the pass on the outside from Kibby. Here comes the other Shinosky brother, Matt. He's got a little bit of trouble, though, with having to be with Mark Herzog behind him. And Donnie Moore.
Shepherd, I think Shepherd got a piece of the wall, but he come down across the track, and he pulls the move off on Hine. Hine has to back out of it. Thought Hine was going to try and cross him over, but he didn't.
Little contact between Matt and Kenny coming into turn 3. They're able to keep it together, though, but this is still bringing in Mark Herzog on the outside lane. Side by side they go. Ooh, contact a little bit.
Kibby almost gets Matt Shinosky all the way around.
And you know, with all this battling going on, the leaders are pulling away.
Yeah, yes, they are. It's becoming a two-man show up front. James Lowe, Tim Shinosky.
Looks like they pulled out to about almost a 1.5 second gap.
Tremendous gap here at this track, actually. Boy, I wonder if all that fighting John Hine's been doing is starting to take its toll on the tires. Matt Shinosky able to run down there below. Hine has looked really wide the last couple of laps, and maybe in an effort to save the tires a bit, but it's cost him time. J.R. Shepherd continues to pull away, and Matt Shinosky is really giving him a mirror full at the moment.
Yes, he is, because right behind Matt is Mark Herzog. He's all over the back bumper, so Matt's trying to get by John, so that way he don't have to worry about Mark for a few laps. Right down, he looks to the inside. Matt Shinosky goes to the inside of John Hine. Side by side they go. John still able to hold strong out of turn 2, still side by side down the back straightaway. Here he goes down out of turn 4. Not able to complete the pass. Mark Herzog is still looking on in the popcorn position, waiting to see if these two make a mistake, and he can just slip by both of them.
That's what Herzog is really looking for. Just give me a little misfortune and open part the Red Seas for me. But side by side, Mo Hine off the wall. He gets it out of 4, plants it in there. Here comes Donnie Moore at Irwin Tools, ASPCA modified. Starting to look a little racy here as we've hit the halfway point. We've screamed right on past it. This is the green flag run that, boy, Shinosky, Lowe are enjoying up front at the moment. Everybody behind them would really like a caution to maybe just slow things down and give them another shot at a restart. J.R. Shepherd slowly starting to reel things in. This is like fishing for crappie. You gotta be patient. You gotta wait, but you pull in a little bit more line every time around, and that's what JR is doing at the moment. Shinosky looking closer every trip around the speedway.
Oh yeah, that last time by, he was over a tenth faster than our two leaders right now, so he's slowly reeling them in, and I think before this is all said and done, he's going to be on the back bumper of both our leaders here within a few laps.
Hey, listen, this one's about to erupt. I think Shinosky's starting to poke his nose in, but just back in the field a little bit right now. John Hine trying to defend against Donnie Moore. Donnie Moore was getting very close and personal there for a moment. Oh, now Moore is going to give up a spot to Kibbe. Going to try to anyway. Moore looking like he's having maybe a connection issue or two. We'll go back up front, though. We don't want to lose this battle between Lowe and Shinosky.
J.R. Shepherd's using the high line right now. That seems to be working out quite well for him. Down the front straightaway right now, he's still running a high line, almost in the third lane, going almost close to the wall, going into turn 1 and 2, and it's helping him close in the gap. So he's almost pretty much not even diamonding the corners. He's just running that third and middle lane through the turns right now.
All right, well, 40 to go. Obviously, Tim's got plenty of time to figure this out. J.R. Shepherd, that's what they both have to figure out. How do they prevent him from getting around? Do they run the old roadblock and both take a lane, or do they try and do it on pace? Going to be a tough ask if they fight too much. I think right now Tim's got to do everything he can to try and make sure James stays fast up there. So I think that distance that Shinosky keeping right now, maybe taking a little bit of the pressure off of James Lowe, giving him an opportunity to get out there and run a bit. But JR still kind of climbing the ladder a little bit at a time here. Boy, and he has the advantage of the laps. There's still many laps in front of him and able to run a much softer line than the rest of these drivers are fighting for position. He's taking care of those tires. And that doesn't look good for the two in front of him, unfortunately.
I don't even think this roadblock idea you were talking about, Sean, with Shinosky and Lowe would even work, because by the looks of it, JR is taking that third lane, and he would just probably pass by him on the outside if he had the chance.
He very well might, yeah. You know, we got to remember Tim Shinosky, I mentioned it before, he's come all the way from the back of the field, so we know he drove the car hard. Now, is he driving it hard at the moment? No, not as hard as he was earlier to get there. But now, maybe starting to feel that pressure. J.R. Shepherd coming to him now. He's going to look maybe for an opportunity to get around James Lowe. It's, and there's that caution. It's Donnie Moore. Donnie Moore gets around, and I think it was him and Kurt Smith making contact, and it was right front to left rear. You'll see it here on the GSRC replay. Boom. They're both around. Donnie going to back it up into the wall. I think he gets away with minimal damage there, if any.
These modifieds are pretty sturdy. It looks like Kibbe had an interesting ride as well. We go on board with him through this replay.
Kenny's had an interesting ride all night, and boy, what a great job of getting on the binders. Slowing that SK Modified down in time to avoid a collision and heavy damage. Looks like Todd Liston is got himself into the pit. He'll be looking to take that spare car off the hauler and get a fresh start here with another SK Modified with the backup car. Brian Dean, currently a lap down, is going to get the wave around and get back on the lead lap here, Taylor.
It shows he's actually got another lap to get by. He was 2 laps down. Okay. So 1 lap down he'll be now. And it looks like Chris Bassini has took it behind the wall.
Yeah, it looks like the number 15 SK modified Chris Bassini. Looks like the team had a little trouble with the car tonight. They couldn't get things sorted out, and they had to take the car off the track. And would have liked to seen them run a little bit better, but they get another chance next week at Martinsville, where that big grandfather clock will be at stake. Yeah, we're going to give one to a modified driver. I don't care. I know only the Cup Series gets it, but we're going to give one to a modified driver. Trust me, these modified drivers like nice things in their homes, and okay, maybe we'll make it a cuckoo. I think our director just had the best suggestion. They get a cuckoo clock. We'll make it a cuckoo clock.
Yeah, because it's more of a madhouse when it comes to driving these modifieds.
I'll get out into the woodshed this week and get started on that cuckoo clock and have it ready by next Saturday night. So we'll see if we can get that pulled off. All right, James Lowe going to have the field. Going to do it this time for the first time. It's been John Hine on the 2 previous starts, and so now it's going to be James Lowe. We're going to restart with 29 laps left. I'm expecting the lights to go off on the pace car here when we come across the start-finish line. And everybody will get back up side by side, and yes, that wheel and light bar on top of the Ford Mustang has been extinguished. I know for a fact that is a wheel and light bar because they sponsor the modified tour, and all the light bars actually in NASCAR. I think they use on all safety vehicles are made by Wheeling. But here we go. Let's get these modifieds going again. Tim Shanoski on the outside. James Lowe gets them set here out of 3 in the middle of the turn. It's up to him. It's up to James, and he's on it. Let's go. He's rocking, he's rolling, he's across the line, he's all by himself down in turn 1. J.R. Shepherd going to cut it down there tight, already get away from Tim Shanoski, who probably rolled up the track a little bit farther than he wanted to. That opened a door for J.R. Shepherd, and now he's quickly into second place. Lowe got to be feeling the pressure here, Taylor.
Yes, he is indeed. As they go down into turn 1, J.R. Shepherd all over the back bumper. He's going to take that middle lane, but Shanowski's not done with him yet. J.R.'s got to deal with Shanowski, but J.R. Shepherd now looking to the inside, pokes a nose on James Lowe as they go to 3 and 4. Nice run for both drivers, though. J.R. Shepherd just closing in inch by inch. Tries to look to the inside, show his nose still on the back bumper. Shanowski's closing in a little bit. He's got to worry about his brother Matt and Mark Herzog behind them as they battle it out for 3rd place.
I kind of like what Lowe's doing. I talked about this before during the last run. He's playing pretty good defense with the line. Makes it hard. Look at Tim Shanoski going down to the bottom. He took a look. JR said, no, not here. Not now.
Not yet. I don't think so. But Tim's got to worry about his brother. Matt's been running some quite good pace right now. He was faster that time by than his brother. See what they run by. He's still faster. Matt Shanowski is against his brother Tim. They go into turn 1 and 2. The Chanowski brothers are going to see if they might try to work together a little bit, get by J.R. Shepherd and James Lowe, and have maybe a little bit of a brotherly rivalry battle for the lead, maybe.
Man, Lowe is digging right now. Really getting the modified to turn, getting the turn down off the bottom. And again, the way his line is set right now, it doesn't change from lap to lap. It really not giving JR much of an opening to present the car in there. And JR, again, driving it wide off the top of turn 4, almost making contact with the wall. That car at times just seems to be a bit tight.
Down into 3 and 4 they go. Shanowski still looking to the inside. JR holding that middle to upper lane groove in 3 and 4. Still a good battle between these two. He looks to the outside again, coming off a turn 2. Tries to get a good run. No, but this still brings in Tim Shanowski a little bit, battling for 2nd place. He's currently in P3. His brother Matt closes in hard into turns 3 and 4 as he tries to close in the gap. But here he goes. J.R. Shepherd looks to the inside, takes a peek. Not close enough. Still going to try the outside lane.
Oh,
Tim is closing in. He's almost at that right rear.
Boy, they came awful close to making a little bit of contact that time. All right, here we go. 20, The magic number, baby. Drop the disco ball down. It's time to boogie. Tim Szymanski almost boogieing all over the bumper there at J.R. Shepherd. It is James Lowe, your leader. He's been in control of this for quite some time. Done a great job of holding off the great J.R. Shepherd. Can he do it for just a few more laps? 19 to go.
James Lowe running the race that he needed tonight. J.R. Shepherd, though, it's not done yet. He's going to try to go. Oh, James gets a little bit off groove right now. He goes up a little bit high. This brings in JR a little bit closer. Let's see what happens going into turn one. Nope, switches back to different grooves. Tim Szymanski still right there. Not close enough to make a pass, but this battle for the lead has just gotten closer and closer all night. Now Tim goes to the outside lane, tries to follow with JR. JR does a crossover move, looks to the inside. Battle for the lead. Here we go into turn one.
Oh, and James Lowe makes a bad mistake, but here he comes fighting back. He's fighting back. Lowe is not done yet. He's not going to let me bury him. Lowe's going to keep fighting hard off the top side. They're going to come across the line. Lowe's going to get the spot back for now. J.R. Shepherd going to take it back. Lowe still continuing to dig.
This is unlike Five Flags, where if you get on the outside line, you're going back. Here, you can have a chance to fight as we see James Lowe gets a good run off of turn four. Move him back to the top spot.
Look at that. And he gets the car back down the track where he wanted to run, where he's been running for most of this race. So JR gets just a couple laps of time there at the front. James Lowe takes it back. Got to be careful here. Don't make the same mistake. Lowe almost opens himself up to an overtake there. Does much better job there down in turns 1 and 2.
Back to the outside line. J.R. Shepherd now goes to the inside. Sticks his nose a little bit there. Not close enough for anything right now. Tim Szymanski still pulling away from his brother Matt. Mark Herzog, though, has got his eyes set on him as Tim Szymanski gets a good run off at turn 2. Closing the gap on J.R. Shepherd.
And Mark Herzog is really one of our charges of the race. He has had a great run back from 11th up to the top 5. This race were to finish now, he'd start 5th next week's race. Brian Dean holding on to that 10th spot. He would be next week's pole sitter if this race ended right now. And nothing is over yet, as we still have 11 laps to go, and it's still James Lowe at the front.
Ooh, he gets way offline right now.
Look at, and Shepherd's got to slack off that run just a bit. It's going to give opportunity to Szymanski back there. Tim dancing around.
Here he goes. Tim Szymanski looks to the inside of J.R. Shepherd, side by side into turn 1.
Look at that. Look at Tim Szymanski go.
Look at him. He's going to shut the door right on J.R. Shepherd out of 2. And he's not done yet.
No, the Pennsylvania driver sent it there. And all of a sudden, with 9 laps to go, J.R. Shepherd finds himself in 3rd place. Going to try to get back to 2nd here. He gets to the inside of Szymanski. He's got to keep the power going. He can't. Tim's going to pull it off top side, come back down across the track. He's solid in 2nd place again. Here comes James Lowe back to turn 1. 8 more trips around this track tonight, and it's all his.
Yes, indeed it is. James Lowe's been leading this race now for quite some time, but he's got to worry about his old rival, Tim Szymanski, for this race. Worked his way up from P12 into 2nd place, a total of 10 positions tonight, and he wants to get that last spot now.
Boy, it would be quite an impressive run if he could somehow pull off the victory here. It's not over yet. He's going to have 6 more shots at it. He's taking one now. Center of the turn, got the car in a great position, but it wasn't good enough off the turn. In fact, boy, it looked so close to the wall as he got out of 2. Here he goes, another shot at it. And just can't take a big enough bite out of that apple.
No, but he gets a good run into turn 1. He gets right on the bumper. Will the chrome horn be used tonight here in the final closing stages at Myrtle Beach? Only time will tell. Down into turns 3 and 4, Szymanski is still trying to find a way to get by James Lowe. Looks like J.R. Shepherd's falling back quite a little bit of time. And Matt Shanowski's no, but here comes J.R. Shepard back onto the bumper of Tim Shanowski.
Yeah, the chrome horn actually not I don't think that's Tim's style. In fact, I know it's not Tim's style. So I doubt you'll see him actually move Lowe out of the way. But boy, if Lowe slips up, Tim going to be right there to maybe help him slip up a little bit more. So here we go. It's down the back stretch, 2 to go at the line. Lowe running the race of his life at the moment, hanging on for dear life. Tim Shanowski going to look to the bottom, tried to make that move. He's going to do it. Here they are, 1 and 2. Tim's got it. He's going to try and hold it off the exit. They're neck and neck down the backstretch into turn 3. Tim Shanowski a little bit too close to the bottom. Got to be careful.
Contact.
Oh, contact. He saves it. Lowe saves it, but with 1 lap to go, it's Tim Shanowski to the lead. J.R. Shepard jumps to second. Tim Shanowski is coming around down the backstretch into turn 3. The Outlaw 100 from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Tim Shanowski is your winner. J.R. Shepard going to take second. James Lowe goes from first to third with 2 to go and rounds out the podium. Matt Shanowski with a great run there will finish 4th. Great work by the Shanowski brothers. But boy, it all ended with that last little bit of modified racing on a short track there with Tim Shanowski and James Lowe. What a finish, man.
From the last place to the lead to the win. Tim Shanowski, a stellar driving performance here tonight at Myrtle Beach Speedway.
It certainly was, and we're going to let him celebrate. While he does that, we are going to go take a quick break here on the Global SimRacing Channel. We'll be right back here for the results and hopefully get to talk to a few drivers down here in the Victory Lane area. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Global SimRacing Channel, Myrtle Beach Speedway. The scene of the crime tonight for the Outlaw Modified Series here in the Bootleg Racing League. And boy, what a race it was. Let's run down the results. Taylor, I'm just going to run through them here real quickly, and then we'll get on to a couple of driver interviews because the winner is waiting. Tim Shanowski in the 07 there with 2 laps to go. Pulls off a pass to get himself a big win here this evening. Win number 1 in season 18 for Tim Shanowski. J.R. Shepard, well, does a good job of protecting that points lead by finishing second. Kind of a benefactor there, though, as James Lowe was really close to wrapping this one up, but I think we're going to get a chance to talk to him too. But James going to come up short. And the number 99 going to finish 3rd. Matt Shanowski with a good run. He'll finish 4th. Our Kurtzog there, the Alliance driver, a good drive tonight in his SK for a 5th place. Kenny Kibbe. Boy, Kibbe was in the middle of everything all night. He gets a 6th place. He'll get to start up near the front next week. John Hine 7th place run for him, and John got to restart this race up front a couple times and honestly just got shuffled out of the deck back there to 7th. Donnie Moore, 8th place for him. It just seemed to be off tonight for the ASPCA Modified. Kurt Smith, the number 6, going to finish 9th. 10th going to go to Brian Dean. He will be scheduled to be our pole sitter next week at Martinsville. We'll take the last 2 there in the field. That was Todd Liston, 11th, and the early retirement of Chris Bassini. Unfortunately, he'll finish 12th in the number 15. Now, it is time to talk to the winner of this race, Mr. Tim Shinosky down in Victory Lane. Tim, I know you and the team are celebrating really big right now, but you got to tell us what happened there over those last couple of laps, buddy.
That was very intense. That was real hard racing with me and James and JR. I was trying to stay off of them, but unfortunately we got together coming to two to go, I think. But that was a really fun race. Great driving by James. He drove really well. I was trying to stay behind him, just trying to make him force him into a mistake, and he really didn't make one. It's just, I think I just got lucky there at the end.
You know, I said it a couple of times during the broadcast. He seemed like he was driving a perfect modified line tonight. It was really hard to pass him. He wasn't really opening the door much for you guys.
No, I mean, I was trying different lines. I was trying entering high and diamonding the corner, driving in hard low, but nothing really worked. So, I mean, it's just, with these cars, you just really have to wait for someone to make a mistake, and he drove a really great race.
Now, Tim, did you and your brother run Petit Le Mans today?
Yes, we did. We ran that with JR as well. Okay,
and how'd you boys do?
We finished 6th in the 3rd split in Daytona Prototype, 6th out of 12. So we're pretty happy with that.
So it's been a long day. Been a long day, and you cap off a long day with a victory. It's got to feel great.
It does feel really great. I wasn't expecting to win. I wasn't very fast in practice, and I haven't really. I've struggled the last 2 weeks. Those were my first 2 races after they changed the car, and it's a lot more physical now. You have to drive as hard as you can for all 100 laps, really.
Well, hey, listen, Tim. Again, congratulations. We'll look forward to seeing you in Martinsville next week, and we wish you the best along the way. And buddy, again, go celebrate. Have a good time tonight.
All right, thanks, Sean. I will.
All right, that's Tim Shinosky, your winner tonight in the 07, the Crohn's and Colitis SK Modified. Now Taylor has caught up with J.R. Shepard. J.R. Shepard came up short tonight, Taylor. He didn't win, so if he doesn't win, he comes up short, right?
Yes, indeed. We're here with J.R. Shepard, and J.R., heck of a performance you did. Wasn't able to close the deal tonight, but tell us how your run was here today at Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Hear me, guys?
We can hear you, JR.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah, it was intense out there tonight. It was a fun race. Modifieds, they're restricted on horsepower, so this is one of those tight radius tracks where you really got to get the outside working, and if somebody's running good on the high side, it's going to be really hard to pass them.
Yes, indeed. Unlike last week at Five Flags, there was multiple lanes that you could use. We saw a lot of people making the passes on the outside, and you were one of those who running even up closer to the wall in that 3rd lane. How was your car able to handle that for the night?
I was just trying to find grip anywhere I could, and there for a little bit through the middle part of the race, the very top of the track up against the wall was working pretty good. Just had to be easy getting into the corner, and it made up some time for a little while, but you can only do it for about 15 laps, and then the tires will start to get warm. So it was really a night of just conserving your tires and trying to position yourself into the right place at the right time.
Yes, indeed it was. Well, congratulations on your 2nd place finish here at Myrtle Beach, and now head up north to Virginia to Martinsville, so good luck racing there.
Sounds good, guys. We'll see you.
And that is J.R. Shepard. And Sean, I believe you caught up with our 3rd place driver who's had a little bit of a heartbreak.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I think that heartbreak and disappointment might have turned to, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't know. We had him here ready for an interview, and we have him here again. So we'll take a run at this. James, boy, I'm going to say it again. It's, I think, 4th or 5th time. You were driving the perfect modified line tonight here at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. With a couple laps to go, it all went bad. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little tight there at the end, so the middle lane, high lane was best for me, and I think we would have been all right if we hadn't made that little contact there. But it's all good. I was just happy to be out there leading laps and being out at the front.
Well, that Ford EcoBoost SK Modified looked good tonight. You seemed hooked up. Do you favor this type of track?
Actually, it's not one of my favorites. Just it all clicked tonight for some reason, and I think starting up at the front helped a lot.
Yeah, staying out of some of the trouble we had early. Did you expect us to get the type of green flag runs that we got tonight?
I was hoping it'd stay that way, so JR would stay back there as long as possible.
Well, I know the super late race was a little rough, but you guys picked up a lot more cautions there than we did here, and you come out of that and you wonder, all right, well, what's the modified race going to be like? Well, it wound up being really good, and man, congratulations on a podium finish. Top 3, going to be great for points. But I can understand where you'd be a little bit disappointed tonight. Going into Martinsville, what will your focus be heading to the paperclip?
Just staying clean, trying to stay out of the mess. Sure, with those tight corners, there'll be a lot of action. So just trying to stay clean and see where we wind up.
All right. Well, we'll wind up there next week, and we'll talk to you then. Congratulations again for a top 3 and spending some time up front and entertaining the fans. We'll see you next Saturday.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, and that is James Lowe Taylor. Great race this evening, and yes, next week we will be back with the Bootleg Outlaw Modified Series Saturday, October the 13th. It's round 3 from old Martinsville Speedway right there in Henrico, Virginia. Thanks to the Bootleg Racing League for organizing the Outlaw Modified Series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. If you want more information about them, go to their website, bootlegracingleague.com. They're looking for more drivers. They'd love to have you sign up. Go check them out. You can also find them on Facebook. Just type in Bootleg Racing League. When you get over to your Facebook account, you'll find them, no problem. Thanks to the companies, equipment, and software that will be up on your screen here in just a moment. We use them on every broadcast we do here on the Global SimRacing Channel Network. The only music you've heard on today's broadcast is thanks to Eric Ekholm and June Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them. I want to give thanks to my partner, Taylor Burris, who didn't have things work out too well for him at Petit Le Mans today with an unfortunate disqualification. We're sorry about that, Taylor. Good luck next time. Our director, Joe Peak, who managed to bring his car for Turn 2 Motorsports onto the podium there in their race at Petit Le Mans with a 3rd place finish. Congratulations to Joe and all the drivers over at Turn 2 Motorsports today. And listen, you want more information about GSRC, we're all over social media. Go give us a like and a follow over there on Facebook, Global SimRacing Channel, Twitter at GSR Channel, Instagram, GSRC_Graham. Please visit our website, globalsimracingchannel.com. And one more thing, I've got one more ask of you. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that already. Listen, we're well over 7, on our way to 8,000 subscribers, and we want you to be part of it. Check us out, follow us. We'll see you next time. But until then, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.